Like, how about the Catholic Church? How many sex scandals, how many pedophile scandals does it take before you lose tax-exempt status?
The Vatican has long been shrouded in mystery, with its rich history, powerful influence, and hidden archives sparking countless debates and conspiracies. On his podcast, Joe Rogan delves deep into the enigmatic world of the Vatican, exploring the secrets, controversies, and alleged dark truths that lie within its walls. From ancient knowledge to hidden power structures, this is a journey into the unknown.
It's too scary for people. It's so big. They got their own country. The Vatican's basically a country. They got their own passport.
The Vatican's secrets, what are they hiding from the world? The most alluring feature of the Vatican's mystery is perhaps its secret archives. These archives, which have more than 53 miles of shelving, are said to have historical documents, letters, and manuscripts that go back more than 1,000 years. Only a small group of researchers are allowed entry under close supervision, which feeds conjecture about the secrets and riches concealed there. According to Joe Rogan, these archives could include knowledge that has been hidden and could contradict popular historical and religious narratives. Could they include evidence of alien encounter or forgotten gospels that go against official church doctrine? According to some theories, the archives could even include plans for cutting-edge technologies, ideas so radical that they have the potential to completely disrupt contemporary science. According to the Vatican, its concealment is a precautionary step to keep the priceless, delicate papers safe. Critics counter that the Church used these tactics to maintain its power and conceal uncomfortable facts. The question of whether mankind has a right to know what is concealed in these archives is brought up by this continuous discussion. Blasphemous architecture in the Vatican. One of the main buildings in Vatican City, the Paul VI Audience Hall, is a subject of much discussion. Its design is controversial while being unquestionably remarkable. From certain perspectives, the hall looks like the head of a snake, with the curving roof serving as the mouth and the lengthy windows as the eyes. Some people believe that this is only an artistic interpretation with no deeper significance. However, Rogan's guests and conspiracy theorists have conjectured that this pattern represents covert church allegiances. Might it allude to duality, the never-ending conflict between right and wrong? Or does it allude to something darker? According to Joe Rogan's comments, these designs may be deliberate or unintentional representations of the Vatican's nuanced character. The mysterious air of an institution rich in tradition and meaning is enhanced by these architectural anomalies. Joe Rogan on dark forces inside the Vatican. Accusations of corruption, power conflicts, and secrecy abound in the history of the Vatican. Rogan's research frequently reveals how the Church may have factions that work against its spiritual aim. Internal conflicts ranging from theological changes to financial management have been exposed by whistleblowers. The 1980s Vatican bank scandal, which featured money laundering and ties to organized crime, is one such example. Rogan has talked about how these incidents reveal the presence of dark forces within the organization, people who are more concerned with gaining fortune and power than with providing spiritual instruction. There are troubling issues raised by this contradiction inside the Vatican. Is the Church a moral compass, or has it turned into a political organization that uses Christianity as a front? Listeners are compelled by these debates to reevaluate the actual scope of the Vatican's power. Uncovering the truth. The Vatican has been connected to several conspiracy theories throughout the years, ranging from covert activities with the Illuminati to participation in international politics. Joe Rogan frequently delves into historical occurrences that appear to allude to secret Vatican participation in order to investigate these hypotheses. The third secret of Fatima, a prophecy purportedly disclosed to 3 Portuguese children in 1917. Is one such hypothesis. The official version of the secret was made public by the Vatican in 2000, but critics think it left out important information regarding impending apocalypse or international political manipulation. The position of the Vatican during World War II is another contentious issue. While some historians contend that the church saved lives in the background, others accuse it of being quiet or involved in crimes. These uncertainties highlight the institution's complicated and frequently conflicting character and sustained conspiracy ideas. Lucifer in the Vatican. For many years, the term Lucifer in the Vatican has generated debate and conspiracies. It originates from the Vatican's usage of Latin in liturgy, where the word Lucifer is used in a song that appropriately alludes to Christ or the morning star. Sensationalists, however, have misrepresented this as allegations of evil forces or occult ties within the church, even while theologians reject them as misinterpretations or mistranslations. The public's fascination with a sinister story at the core of Catholicism endures. The phrase has come to represent anyone who doubt the Vatican's openness about its internal operations and decision-making procedures. Mysteries of the Vatican Archives. It is believed that records in the Vatican's secret archives have the power to alter human history. The hypotheses range from secret scientific findings to proof of alien contact. The moral ramifications of keeping such information from mankind are a common topic in Rogan's talks. The presence of writings describing bygone civilizations or sophisticated technologies is one intriguing possibility. Some people speculate, for instance, that the archives may include accounts of technologies that were far ahead of their time, such as anti-gravity machines. Why is such knowledge concealed if it exists? Does the Vatican fear losing its spiritual power, or might it cause instability in contemporary society? Power, secrecy, and control. The Vatican is a powerful political and spiritual organization. Priceless artwork, real estate holdings, and international interests are all part of its enormous riches. Rogan frequently raises ethical concerns about this kind of accumulation, particularly in light of the Church's emphasis on service and humility. This dualism is demonstrated by historical occurrences. The Vatican was crucial in legitimizing gains throughout colonialism, sometimes at the expense of native cultures. Likewise, its diplomatic endeavors have impacted everything from international law to peace accords. The real reasons underlying the Vatican's activities are called into doubt by this confluence of faith and power. Joe Rogan discusses the Vatican's connection to global events. Joe Rogan, a well-known podcaster, has frequently explored the Vatican's purported connections to significant world events. Rogan regularly encourages visitors to investigate the Vatican's secret influence, which ranges from the Church's historical role in colonization to its influence on contemporary geopolitics. Everything from the Vatican's role in World War II to its position on climate change and worldwide pandemics has been discussed. Millions of people may now hear these discussions thanks to Rogan's platform, which also rekindles interest in the Vatican's covert operations. Rogan is credited by some with challenging the established quo and promoting critical thinking about institutional authority, while others contend that he amplified conspiracy ideas. The death of Pope John Paul I. One of the Vatican's most intriguing mysteries is the unexpected death of Pope John Paul I in 1978, just 33 days into his term. Although his death was officially ascribed to a heart attack, conspiracy theorists point to his intentions to reform the church and look into corruption at the Vatican Bank as evidence of foul play. Suspicions of a power struggle inside the Holy See were heightened by his truncated term and premature demise. Some people think he became a target because of his attempts to modernize the church and oppose powerful interests. Even though there isn't any hard proof to back up these allegations, there is still discussion over the circumstances surrounding his death. Whistleblowers versus the Vatican. Whistleblowers have revealed claims of wrongdoing, abuse, and corruption inside the Vatican throughout the years. The Church's prestige has been damaged by these discoveries, which range from financial scandals to sexual abuse cover-ups. To uncover secrets, brave insiders have put their careers, and perhaps their lives, at jeopardy. High-profile leaks that exposed dubious financial practices and internal disputes included the VatiLeaks documents. These whistleblowers frequently experience severe retaliation, which may include threats of legal action or excommunication. Their comments raise concerns about what additional secrets are kept behind the gates of the Vatican while highlighting the difficulties of bringing a strong organization responsible. Exorcisms and occult practices. Although exorcism is considered a spiritual practice to combat demonic possession, skeptics contend that it perpetuates superstition and diverts attention from scientific explanations for mental health issues. The Vatican has long been linked to exorcisms, maintaining a dedicated department to train priests in this ancient rite. Although there is no reliable evidence to support these claims, the Vatican's emphasis on secrecy and its historical battles against perceived heresies fuel speculation. Exorcisms continue to be an intriguing and contentious aspect of the Church's spiritual warfare. Ancient knowledge and censorship. There have been discussions over whether the Vatican is concealing information that might change how we perceive history, religion, or even science because of its holdings of old manuscripts and documents. Some people think the Church hides records that challenge biblical stories or expose unsettling facts about early Christianity. The Vatican maintains theological authority, according to critics, because of its control over these texts. The Church has been accused of censorship because of its selective accessibility, despite its insistence that its archives are kept for academic purposes. Curiosity about the mysteries that could be concealed within the Vatican's walls is fueled by this conflict between transparency and preservation. Popes escape tunnels in the Vatican. There is a maze of tunnels beneath the Vatican, some of which date back to ancient Rome. These are escape routes intended to keep the Pope safe in emergency situations. These tunnels have historically been utilized to protect the Church's leader during sieges and invasions. Although there is ample evidence of their existence, their exact scope is still unknown. Some people speculate that the tunnels may possibly contain secret materials or be used for covert activities. The Vatican's continued emphasis on security and secrecy is symbolized by these underground passageways, which further contribute to its mystery. Dark truths revealed. The Vatican has been accused of hiding crises that range from widespread sexual abuse among the clergy to financial wrongdoing. Advocates and survivors have long accused the Church of putting its reputation before victim justice. Prominent instances, like the treatment of predator priests, have revealed intentional deception and systematic flaws. Critics contend that the Vatican's opaque governance fosters a culture of impunity in spite of public apologies and changes. These sobering facts call into question the Church's moral authority and emphasize the need for increased responsibility and openness among its membership. Even though many of the theories and mysteries surrounding the Vatican may never be proven, the questions posed by Joe Rogan and his guests continue to pique interest and spark debate. What is actually going on behind the Vatican's closed doors? Perhaps the truth is more sinister than we can imagine. The Vatican is still one of the most powerful yet secretive organizations in the world.